We are back and ready for the start of the second half. Aggies will start out with the basketball. Both teams with their original starting fives on the floor, and here we go.
Fresno State comes right out in man-to-man defense. That's what we saw most of that first half. A couple of times down the floor with some zone.
So Smith has not been able to hit shot from the outside. He has scored, but it's been in the paint.
And he's been their most consistent three-point shooter at 46%. Really good this season.
The third best in the conference.
Came in 47 of 102 from out there.
He played very well on Wednesday night in San Jose.
Wow. That was a downhill.
Yeah,
that was a downhill baby jump hook. Amazing. You see the kind of elevation that we were talking about in the first half. Wow.
That was stunning. I just, when we saw the trajectory of the ball, I thought it was going to hit the front of the rim and hit him in the head.
He basically dunked it from 6 feet away from the basket. If you look at this elevation, this ball never has any arc on it. It goes straight downhill into the basket. That's the kind of elevation at 6'6".
Over a 6'8" defender with long arms. That was impressive. Smith. That is blocked. And Smith tips it to himself. Blocked again, but a foul. I'm not sure. I'd like to see that one again. Because he could jump out of the gym, as we just saw.
Wow. So, and here comes the first block. And he goes straight up that first time it gets ball. Let's see if he stays straight up. Well, whenever you're a defender and you try to put a cap or a roof over the top of the offensive player, it's just going to be an automatic whistle and get the foul. He just needs to go straight up there and try to defend the shot, cause the shot to be changed. But as soon as you go over the offensive player's ability to go vertical, they're going to call the foul every time.
He didn't need to do it. If he just went straight up, I think it would have been a real challenging situation for Smith, and Smith takes advantage and hits 2 free throws. The nice thing about Smith is even though he hasn't hit an outside shot, it hasn't affected any other part of his game.
He's been solid, playing through it. And an unforced turnover this time down the floor as Harris can't handle a pass.
Both teams took pretty good care of the basketball in the first half. That's now 6 turnovers for Fresno State, 5 first half turnovers for Utah State. Keep in mind they only averaged 10.5. And it's Perry again. He now has a dozen. And the official's not happy about something on the floor. Oh. Man, Ito got his glasses he wears to protect his eyes.
And they're lenses that are not breakable, so I'm wondering if they just came out of the...
I think they just popped out.
Popped out of the frames, and he's trying to pop them back into the frames. Protective lenses. But that was a good shot. And you saw Perry, he understood that the shot blocker was coming, Watson, from the other side, and so he quickly got the ball up on the glass. Really good adjustment by Perry on that.
First time I saw him in those glasses, I thought, where's the college version of Amari Stoudemire? Spitting image with those glasses. Stoudemire, one of the Mavericks. The Mavericks have become since the start of the season, they've made their roster a heck of a lot better. Western Conference is wide open.
Zone defense again. Steady diet of that for the Aggies.
Yes.
Good ball movement. Attack the baseline. And Lewis with a good finish on it.
Smith's going to keep trying from outside. Still can't get a jumper to go. Guerrero the drive, and nobody stopped the ball. And Ito there for the finish. Talked about his vertical leap on the drive up here. He's more than delivered.
He had a big impact here in the second half on both ends of the floor. Real active defense. This time he gets sealed on the outside, trying to front. That time David Collette.
And without Alex Davis on the floor, there's nobody to come play help defense.
Well, and here's if you're going to front him, then the backside defender, the weak side defender, has to know that. You got to get over there and help when that lob comes over the top.
But there's really not another front court player on the floor. The other 4 guys are all perimeter guys as Lewis drives and connects.
Somebody's got, even if it's a backside guard.
I think Watson's capable of it.
Watson's the guy that's got to get over there and do that. You can't front on the low block and then have no help on the weak side.
Perkins. He drills a three. Very good three-point field goal
he
shooting.
came into this thing 46 of 113. A lot of attempts. But that's 41%, folks. That's good shooting from out there.
He has started every game this season. Ito fouled, and we'll go to the free throw line. Without Davis on the floor, this is about a small starting 5 and a half you're going to see in the Mountain West. Watson at 6'7", the tallest guy on the floor for the Bulldogs.
69% free throw shooter, and that connects off the front of the rim. They're trying to use his quickness, posting him up inside, and it's a challenge for Colette to stay with him. Colette's a lot bigger at 6'8" in terms of length, but the quickness is a big mismatch.
1 for 2 for Ito. It's a one-point game. It's traditionally very hostile to visitors. They really do their homework, and they were talking to their guys during the warm-ups.
Oh, my.
Swatted.
And another elevation. These are now, he should be calling in flight plans before he does that stuff.
He got up in a hurry that time. Perkins. Back-to-back triples. Darius Perkins.
The junior transfer from Miami-Dade College. Beautiful stroke.
And just like that, it's a 7-point game. Looking for Lewis. Nice pass. Sets up Ito, and he can't finish. And Terry really wanted a bump call there.
You still have to finish. You got to finish that.
Wow. 3 straight trips, 3 triples, and it's a 10-point lead for Utah State. Now this team likes to shoot from beyond the arc, and they are on fire right now. 7 of 15 from long distance. And the Aggies, early in the second half, stretching the lead. Utah State comes out on fire at the start of the second half. They led by 4 at the break, and it's been the three-point shooting.
Well, and they're moving the ball well. This is a high ball screen, and Fresno State doesn't show on this. They've got to step out and show on that. They know that Utah State comes in here and shoots nearly 40% from 3. Jalen Moore with a handoff in the screen on this one. Nice, easy jump shot, and I'll tell you what, they've opened this game up now, and for Fresno State, they've got to now mark the shooters and get out there. It's too easy. Those are 3 wide open, uncontested threes.
Coach Terry called that timeout, so on the next whistle we will have another break. It'll be the media timeout. We'll go right to Ito. He goes to work. Can't finish. Watson can. They needed that in a big way. It silences the crowd for a moment. Chris Smith. And his only other jump shot. Can't get this one to go. Harris the rebound. And Perkins with the steal. And they take it right back from him. Nice little bounce pass
good
there.
bounce off the knee.
And Lewis to stop and pop. Knock down the jumper.
And I'll tell you, that's a lost art. That pull-up jumper, mid-range pull-up jumper. So many guys practice shooting threes and dunking the basketball. You see so few guys that can do that.
Aggies had the lead at 10. And a timeout from Rodney Terry. And his team back playing the kind of basketball they want. Now cut the game to a 6-point game. Ito been a big factor as the Bulldogs hanging around here in Logan. 6 30-point game. It seems like we've had a consistent theme now for a while, right? It seems as though the Aggies are going to run away with it. Bulldogs find a way to get back in it.
And Fresno State shooting the basketball really well in this ballgame. 48.6%. They're 17 of 35 in this game. They're not shooting it from three very well, just 3 of 11, and that's the difference because the Aggies are shooting it lights out. 7 of 15, 47% from three, and that's why they're out in lead right now. The rebounding battle is almost all square now. 19 for Fresno State, 20 for Utah State. I felt coming into this, if the Aggies could just stay even in the rebounding game and not give up a bunch of offensive boards where they get easy second chance points for the Aggies, they'd be okay. I didn't feel like they had to win the rebounding battle. It just had to be close for the Aggies.
Shooting 2.
Collette to shoot 2, 60% on the season.
For Collette, 9 points now. 4 of 9 from the field. Gets into double figures.
The ball looks good coming out, but the way he takes it from his forehead and pulls it back.
It's almost like two motions. Instead of one motion from the ground up, there's like a second motion. And that's usually not a recipe for consistency on free throws.
Harris creates space, misses the triple. Watson had it briefly. Aggies with the ball, lead by half a dozen, and Belton is bumped on the floor. Fresno State now with 14 fouls. Utah State has only committed 1.
Uatua is second. 4th team foul.
Moore's been quiet. He got his 9 points early in the first half and been silent since.
He's 3 of 7 and still stuck on 9. And there you see Harris. He's so good at finishing those shots in and around the paint when he's off balance.
He is incredible when he's off balance. It's almost like he's better when he has.
Yeah. Most players, you got to square up. You just float in there and throw a floater up and you'll make it. That's how he does it. Great touch.
Wide open 3, not this time for Bolton. Ito on the bench right now. He had been the focus of the offense in the second half. Harris has been relatively quiet, except when he has scored, it's been spectacular. Moore gets the rebound. Moore now has 6 rebounds to go on with his 9 points. $12:51 remaining. Boy, this is one of those odd games we've now seen close to 3/4 of the game, and hard to have a true feel for how this thing's going to end up.
There's been flows back and forth in this ball game. Nobody's taken this. I thought in that first half there was a point in that game where Utah State was going to pull away. And to Fresno State's credit,
Blasting didn't realize where he was when he caught the ball.
Yeah, he caught it in the front court and then went into the back court. So that's going to be a turnover. Now you can throw it all the way back, but you can't have it in the front court. So he's got it there, ball and player in the front court, and now he takes it into the back court. If he just let it go and went and caught it in the back court, it would have been fun.
I got a feeling he won't make that mistake again.
No, he won't. That's a learning opportunity, right? He's one of those
teaching
young guys.
point, yep. Davis with the handoff. Here comes Harris. Can't get off the triple. Other guy with the drive. He's bumped, and he'll go to the free throw line. Owutua has been very nice tonight. He's given a nice contribution off the bench.
Tremendous quickness. And so even though he's undersized, he is an effective defender. He can just stay in between the guy with the ball and the basket, which is hard to find. And then offensively, when he sees a seam, his explosion, that first step, is extremely quick. Owutua at the free throw line.
And they just continue to hang around.
And Fresno State at times can have flashes of brilliance defensively. And 2 games ago at Boise State, they had a 4-minute period down the stretch in that game where they were just locked down defensively, and Boise State couldn't function. And now Fresno State says, okay, this is what they did against Boise State. We're going to turn up the heat a little bit, trap in the backcourt, and see if they can get Utah State out of their rhythm.
Elbow jumper is good, McGlaston.
Nice assist that time by Jalen Moore.
You like to go inside out, but Davis really not that much of a threat to score.
But at least against the zone, get him to the high post and let him distribute from there. And instead, they slash through it. Another floater for Harris, who somehow is able to finish.
See, he's now 5 of 10 from the field, and I feel like the 5 hardest shots he's taken have gone down, and the other 5
the easy two ones aren't going in. Aggies continue to move the ball very well. I'm impressed. It's an unselfish team. These guys do make the extra pass. A great pass there. Oh, wow.
Jones with the basket.
McGlaston with the feed. And that was the basket. Okay, that was just fine. But the feed was a beautiful thing.
Interesting that Stu Morrill called the timeout right there. Team was up 55-49. I'm certainly not going to second guess the guy who's won that many games.
Because the last 2 times Fresno State's gotten shots down there that were too easy. And so they get a couple of good offensive sets down here where they move the ball well, good shots. He wants to talk about defense on the other end because this doesn't want to trade baskets and allow Fresno State to stay in this thing.
Marvell Harris averages 17 points per game, and his shots tonight have been challenged.
And see, the problem with that was that the help defense was too slow to get there. But look at this pass by McGlaston. High post down the low post. And when you're feeding from straight away, top of the key, there's not a weak side, so nobody really knows who's supposed to help on that. And so it's an effective way to enter that ball in.
Well, Utah State's so good. You discussed it. The sharing of the basketball. More than 62% of their made field goals coming in tonight coming off assists. And who doesn't want to play for a coach that understands that, gets everybody touches, and gets better shots because of it?
Well, and what happens is you get this environment of trust where guys know if I move without the ball and give up the basketball, I'll get it back if I'm open. I don't have to worry about it. I'll get mine because the guys are fair, and they're looking to make that extra pass. That's a nice environment to play in.
We got 2 guys tangled up. Foul's going to go against the Aggies, just their 13th foul.
And that's Elston Jones just trying to run through the screen. That's good.
We will step away. 11 minutes to go, and this one's still up for grabs. 6-point lead for the Aggies. 11 minutes, 3 seconds remain in what's been a very strange basketball game. It's been entertaining. See the leading scorers. 12 for Lewis. Perry, a huge surprise with 15 points.
That rebounding margin stays the same. And you're right. These aren't the guys that we expected to be the leading scorers. We thought Jalen Moore would be there. We thought Harris would be there for Fresno State. But
I mean, Perry averages 5.5 points per game.
Yeah,
and he's expected it.
But he's 3 for 3 from behind that three-point line. And so that makes a big difference, 15 points. And he's got 4 rebounds to go along with it.
Picks up the dribble. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Watson against Moore. It's a couple of real good athletes.
And Moore used his length that time. Played good position defense and contested that shot. This is really good defense that time.
I would think if you're the Bulldogs, there are players with less athleticism. You could attack as Perkins hits the jumper. I don't know if you want to attack Moore as your option. And Lewis just flies by everybody, and there is that quickness from Fresno State.
Nice awareness, too, on the floor by Alex Davis, because he had a player behind him. He sealed him off, almost boxed him away, and set a screen so that Lewis could get all the way to the front of the ring. Heads up play.
Perkins has been on fire all night. Continues. That's a long 2.
He's just feeling it. That's rising up off the dribble, just saying, you know what, I just have to do a little bit of heat check right here and see how I'm feeling. And he is really feeling it.
They're going to have to look at that one again. They gave him a 3. I know I'm getting older, but I'm almost sure his right foot was on the line. But the beauty is they can check that.
Yeah, you only need your glasses for up close reading. From there, you can see whether he was on.
Let's not be so sure about it until we see it in a moment.
Oh,
nice block there. Aggies on the move. McGlasson back to Moore and hold everything. We got a foul on Fresno State before the shot.
JoJo McGlasson. Good help defense. Look at him coming. We were talking about weak side defense before. This time, over where you're supposed to be, cutting off the baseline, forcing a tough shot, and getting the block.
I just saw one of the officials go over and say, guys, take another look whether or not the shot from Perkins was a 2 or a 3. They gave him credit for a 3. Time being, it's a 9-point lead for the Aggies. Fresno State needs a stop. Collette against Davis. Basket and the foul.
And that was a really good drop step to the baseline. Quickness was decisive with that move. And remember, he'd been out shooting a couple jump shots from the elbow, and when he can face up and do that, now all of a sudden we see him go down on the block, work hard, and watch this drop set. Boom. Feels the defender on his back and feels that leverage and immediately spins to the baseline. That's a great move down from the block.
He's been terrific tonight.
Collette now 13 points, 5 of 10 from the field. Been a big part of their offense. 5 rebounds to go along with it.
Very efficient night. Bulldogs in some trouble. Davis, tough shot, no. And they get tangled up.
And it was Collette that changed that shot. Did a great job of going vertical, just contesting the shot, didn't foul. And then it's Collette that hustled for that rebound. After that great move down the baseline. This is a good minute right here.
Real good minute for him.
See how good that defense was? He stood his ground, got his hands up, contested the shot, made it tough, and then he's played physical down there.
And frankly, they both held their composure very well.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're flying around like that and bodies are hitting the deck, sometimes things can get a little out of hand, and both these guys handled it gracefully. Lewis doesn't need to be in that much of a hurry. Still 12 on the shot clock. And Collette the block, but a foul is called.
And for Collette, when people go after blocks, for some reason they want to swat, right? And watch. If he just comes over and gets his hand, watch now, here comes the swat part. Whoa! He gets right across the wrist. He gets the foul. If he goes straight up, that shot is not going to be made. He's either going to get a deflection or it's going to be a missed shot. Instead, he feels like he's got to swat it.
On the other side of things, whether it's Lewis or Harris, these guys can break some ankles. I mean, they can change directions.
The crossover and the explosion is fun to watch. So now, we're at that point where we were only with a little bit bigger lead in the first half. It feels like, hey, wait a minute, Utah State has momentum. Can they extend this lead and kind of put this thing away? But each time in that first half that we felt that way, Fresno State got some stops and closed the game. Let's see if they can do it again here, because they have to get it done on defense.
Gets the defender up in the air and he'll be rewarded with a trip to the free throw line.
Number 14, Julian Lewis.
Well, surprisingly, as a team, they're not a good free throw shooting team.
17 foul.
Just wouldn't expect that. But they do make several free throws per game, just under 13 made free throws per game.
65.5% this season, which is not typical of a Stu Morrill coach team. But remember, young team. Young players improve from the free throw line with time. And so I think that goes along with it sometimes. Playing this many young guys. Moore's a sophomore. Collette's a redshirt freshman. Smith is a junior. Should be better than Perkins is a junior, but Perry, who's having a good game, freshman. McGlaston, sophomore. That has an impact.
1 for 2, and that last foul was the 7th by the Bulldogs. So the Aggies will be in the bonus for more than 8 minutes of this game here going down the stretch. Sets up Lewis, open look, count it.
So that time, the Bulldogs trade a 1 for a 3.
And they still haven't had a chance to go check on that, whether it was a 3 or a 2.
At the under 8,
I think there's still a question
next
mark.
whistle is going to be a timeout, and we'll see if they take a look at that.
Moore's been quiet. That's an air ball.
Fresno ball.
I mean, Jalen Moore started off this game, looked like he wasn't going to miss all night.
Now 3 of 9, 9 points, 1 for 4 from behind that three-point line for Jalen Moore. Utah State out in front right now, but Fresno State closing.
Welcome back. Well, the 3 that I thought was a 2. Our crew. Watch this camera work here, and you'll see that the officials had it right in the first place.
By about an inch. He was behind with that right toe, and the credit was properly given for a three-pointer, so our score sits at 56-64. 8-point lead. Again, so Utah State gets it to 12, and you're thinking, okay, now they're going to extend. It's going to be 15-16, and this game kind of be put away. But Fresno State just seems to hang around.
And they can score points in bunches because they can create off their defense, and when they get out on the open floor.
And both of these teams have shot the ball really well in this ballgame. 47.7% now for Fresno State, 21-44, and 48.9 for Utah State. Again, the difference is Fresno State really struggling to knock down threes, 28%, and 44% for Utah State. That's the difference in the ballgame right now.
And for you, Mr. Fundamental, both teams shooting the ball well from the free throw line. Watson too much on it.
How many close-range shots have we seen Fresno State? That's at least 4 that I can think of off the top of my head. There should be easy shots to finish at the rim.
I think they're anticipating that they're going to get guys up around the rim blocking those shots as Collette finishes.
McGlaston he had the great feed just a minute ago down to Elston Jones, and now he gets another assist. It's just a beautiful pass. Great vision and a great sense of where that ball needed to go.
McGlaston has more assists than any of his teammates. He's got 4 in the game.
Utah State stays in that zone.
Harris, good look.
Wow, that was a good pass. And Harris could have tried to finish. And we've seen him make those off-balance shots, but he passed up a decent shot for an easy shot. That extra pass makes a difference.
Harris putting together another great stat line with 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Again, we open the broadcast. Does he do more for his team than anybody else in the conference? Foul committed and free throw opportunity, the 1-and-1 for Jalen Moore. Maybe a chance to shoot free throws will get his shooting touch back.
Boy, and there's that beautiful assist. Great finish by Collette, but I'm telling you what, the highlight was that great pass.
Moore's been stuck on 9 points since about the halfway mark of the first half.
He's 2 for 2 from the free throw line as he steps up and puts his toe on the line here.
This can sometimes be the best medicine to just get your confidence back.
10 points now for Moore. Collette leads, or is tied for the lead with 15. Perry also with 15 on the bench right now.
I got a feeling we're going to drive back and still be wondering what exactly happened in this game.
Exactly.
10-point lead. Still plenty of time for the Bulldogs. Harris picked up the dribble, and well, great hustle. Let's see what Harris can do here trying to create. And he blows by everybody, and he'll go to the free throw line. Do you think it's fair to say that he's actually a little too unselfish? Because when they go in scoring droughts, I feel like if Marvell Harris wants to, he can get a shot off whenever.
And he could. We talk about him being third in the conference in scoring. He's averaging 17 points. He probably could average 20, 21 again if he really pushed it. But I don't think he's too unselfish. I do think that down the stretch he needs to carry this team because he is their best option.
Well, especially on the road, this is a team that still trying to find their identity. There have been big changes in minutes, and Guerrero joining up after conference schedule. I mean, it's been hard on Coach Terry.
Yeah, Fresno State's got 9 players that have started at least one game this year. So there's just multiple starting lineups trying to get a feel for themselves. And Harris,
I think you need an alpha dog at the end of the game, and I think Harris can be that guy.
I've been waiting for this Fresno State team to get a sense of urgency defensively, and I have not seen that point. If they're going to close this lead, they have got to really reach down and play with a lot more passion and aggressiveness defensively.
The thing is, their pressure, just because the Aggies handle the basketball so well, they don't turn it over. But that press and their quickness, we saw it effective very early, but not much since then.
Just 7 turnovers in the ball game now for Utah State. And most coaches would tell you, if you can keep it under 10 in a ball game, especially against a team with the kind of quickness that Fresno State has for a game, that's a phenomenal job offensively taking care of the ball. 12, average, good. You'd be okay with 12. Under 10 is great, and right now they're sitting at 7.
Perkins misses the front end of the 1-and-1. That'll be the final 1-and-1 for the Aggies. It's Fresno State with 9 team fouls. The Bulldogs not yet in the bonus. Utah State has only committed 5 so far. 8-point game, 5.5 minutes to go. Guerrero, that's tough. It's strength.
Yeah, he actually made contact down low with Elston Jones, who's 6'9", 240, and came off the contact and maintained his poise and knocked that down.
Well, one theme has remained consistent. Every time it feels the Aggies are going to pull away, the Bulldogs find a way. Perkins, the 3. He has been scorching hot from beyond the arc. He's now 4 for 6.
Yeah, and 14 points for Perkins. Wow. Wide open shot and a good pass that time.
Maybe the most important thing to happen between their last game and this game was the decision, even though he was ejected for a flagrant 2 against San Jose State, is them realizing that was not the accurate call. And his being on the floor has been a huge factor.
And how about McGlaston? That's another assist for McGlaston, who again finds an open player with a beautiful pass, and now 5 assists in the ball game. And all dramatic, all really, really good passes.
So the lead is 9. Collette on the bench with 4 personal fouls. When do you bring him back?
You get under the 4-minute mark, you can bring him back in, and he's been a big focal part of their offense. He's been a great inside presence for them, and he's knocked down a couple of jumpers, but he's been good with his back to the basket and a good interior presence for them offensively. And that's something that Fresno State just hasn't had consistently this year or in this ball game. They're relying on points in the paint by guards and wings breaking down teams off the dribble and getting it in there, not by throwing it into the post.
Utah State has spread the wealth. 2 guys with 15, a guy with 14, and another guy with 11. 4 guys in double figures, and we still have almost 5 minutes of basketball.
It's just a 6-team foul on the Aggies. So that's the last foul before the bonus from Fresno State, where they'll begin to shoot 1-on-1.
There's several teams in this conference that are very good at playing defense without fouling. The Aggies would be one of them. Wyoming, San Diego State.
McGlaston goes to the bench with those 5 assists.
There'll be a lot of guys who, if the Aggies win, can feel good about their performance tonight.
This has been a very well-rounded, balanced performance by the Aggies up to this point.
The Bulldogs have one more run in them. Lewis, no more the rebound. Moore now has 8 rebounds as he nears a double-double. Perkins, can he do it again? No. Tracks it down. Nice pass.
Unselfish play again by these Aggies. And
well, Blaine, they've got 18 assists on 26 made field goals. And Bulldogs, again, won't go away.
Yeah, for Utah State, when you're taking good shots because you're getting great passes, you shoot a high percentage. This second half, Utah State's shooting 59% from the field in the half.
Perkins, 14 points in the game.
He's
5 of 9 shooting.
And
Is
4 of 7
yeah.
from out here. He's just been tremendous. And this one, he gets a good screen from Colette and knocks down the 3. And this one just pulls up. And if you're a Wutuwa, you got to know that he's shooting it like that. You can't just play off of him when he's towing that 3-point line.
Oh, and also the scouting report says the guy's shooting at 41%. I mean,
very, very confident. Right now, that bucket looks like it's 4 feet around to him. And when he missed on this last one, coming out of his hand, great shooters know he knew that was long. So he tracks the rebound. And look at this pass. Good ball fake. And the easy bucket. That's how you shoot 60% almost and a half with those kinds of shots.
And he gave it to the big fella, made it easy on him.
Yeah, great
hit
shuffle.
him up on the
little
chest,
shuffle
yeah.
right where it needed to be. And for Elston Jones, that was an easy finish.
8-point game. And the Bulldogs with the steal and the 2. Lewis.
So this is the mark when I mentioned to Boise State, that 4-minute mark when Fresno State just went crazy defensively. Let's see if Utah State can handle the pressure. How about that?
Perry.
How about that?
His night.
Number 1 rule of defense is to stop the basketball. They didn't stop the ball.
Perry 1 point shy of his career high. And Harris just lost the handle.
Harris was going to fake the pass to the corner and then attempt the shot, but in the fake, the ball got away from him and went out of bounds.
He's had a couple chances tonight with the ball where he's going to be disappointed with himself. He has high expectations. This young man, Perry, 17 points to lead the way for the Aggies. $75-67. Now let's take a look at other scores from the Mountain West. Boise State, a big winner. UNLV a win at New Mexico without Rashad Vaughn. Colorado State takes care of Air Force. And San Jose State leading San Diego State by a point. That's a stunning score.
That's surprising. San Diego State is a team that plays great defense. So they're going to keep that score down, and just somehow they have a way of...
Yeah, they don't blow a lot of teams out because they just can't score enough.
They just keep them close, and then they just shut them down on the stretch, and they just choke you out at the end. So here comes that pressure deep from Fresno State, where they're going to pressure all over the court. And Utah State does a nice job of handling it. You always got to remember, when you're seeing that, you can throw the ball backward as long as you're in the backcourt. Sometimes the relief is back, and Utah State throws it back and gets it.
Oh, how about some more Perry? It's going to be a goaltend. Yes, it is. So Perry now has a new career high of 19. This has not gone according to script. This young man, Perry, has turned out to be the star of the game.
Been outstanding, and the block was just late. The ball hit the glass first, and then the block came. If you get your hand up before it hits the glass, it's going to be a clean block. As soon as it hits that glass, you got to leave it alone.
The lead back to 10. Guerrero, terrific three-point shooter.
Boy, and he was right in front of us, so the sight line was right down the barrel, and that thing was perfect from the moment it left his hand.
Guerrero's got 10 points. He's knocked down 2 triples. It's a 7-point game, 2.5 minutes to go. I mean, how many times have we thought that this game was essentially over? Half a dozen
when it got
times?
to 12, is it going to go to 16? It just never does because Fresno State won't quit. Now here comes that backcourt pressure. And again, the relief is back. So the ball comes into the trap. Now they throw it back, and it relieves the pressure. And now they get it in the front court. Utah State's done a good job the last 2 times of handling it.
Davis has got to try to switch back with Harris. I mean, Harris is on Colette right now. I realize they're kind of interchangeable, but seems like Davis guarding Perry is not a great idea, and here it is. And Perry can blow right by him if he wants. Instead, Colette with Harris behind him. They had plenty of time to make the switch there, Blaine.
Yeah, they could have switched back. And Colette, Utah State, we've seen when they've had mismatches a couple times in this ball game. As young as this team is, look at him slip that screen. Comes over like he's going to set the ball screen, and then slips the screen and goes to the basket. Just perfectly designed. Stu Morrill's going to watch some things on film in this ball game with some unselfish play and execution in the 2-man game that he's really going to like.
Well, I think that's frankly what he expects. I don't know if it's going to make them all that happy. But all the coaches say that the losses are more agonizing than the joy of victory.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we look at it and it's a thing of beauty to him. He's like, yeah, that's how he drew it up. That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's the game plan. And he's on the the verge of winning his 400th game, Coach Stu Morrill. All of those wins here at Utah State. He's won a lot of games at other places as well. The 400 is within sight.
Aggie smart. That's smart. Didn't have numbers. They bring it back out. Heads up play.
Moore loses the handle. There's a scramble for it, and there's finally a whistle. And Collette picks up the foul. So Marvell Harris is going to go shoot the 1-and-1. This could be a 6-point game with 88 seconds to go, and Collette's done. He fouls out.
That's the 5th foul for Collette. And you hate to see Collette reaching and picking up a foul at midcourt that far away from the basket in this scenario. And you like him. He's a big guy but here it is. And so, boy, he reaches out, and where do they call the foul?
I think they just had him reaching around the back.
So not a foul there, but here, you know what? Let's see what he does here.
Well, I couldn't tell what he did to Harris there to make the ball come out. But after all of this, Fresno State can make it a 2-possession game.
Wow.
I think the officials have actually asked for time so they can go look at something. Do you have any clue what they're looking at?
Yeah, don't know what they're checking out. Maybe they're going to make sure that they have the right guy on the free throw line, because sometimes that's what they'll do. Call a foul and go, wait a minute. Do we have the right guy to shoot the free throw here? And usually in this situation, that's what they're looking for, to make sure they've identified it. Because, hey, if they don't know, you're going to have your best free throw shooter step up to that line, right?
Well, it appeared that Marvell Harris was
Yeah, and I think he was.
foul.
And they just wanted to make sure that it was right. And Harris, 75% free throw shooter. He's one of the more solid guys. He's the guy you want on the line down the stretch in a ball game.
Harris hits the front end of the 1-1, and Harris certainly part of the conversation for the Mountain West Player of the Year. He'll go a long way towards his candidacy if he can will his team to victory on a very, very tough place to go to and get a win. And 2 for 2, it's a 6-point game.
That shooter's touch when it's nice and soft on the rim, you get those rolls. Here comes the pressure.
Bulldogs create a turnover. I can't recall a game that's had this theme this many times in one game.
Yeah, it's probably over now. Utah State's probably going to... They just one more basket, and this thing is busted wide open, and Fresno State just will not quit in this ball.
Well, I'll give credit to the home fans. None of them have left, so they apparently didn't assume that the game was over. But sometimes it's fans file out and think, okay, this one's done. But not the case here in Logan. What do you like here for the Bulldogs down 6?
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that's had a hot hand is Julian Lewis with the ball in his hand. And let's see if they try to find him on something.
Harris, clean look.
Wow.
And the triple, it's a 3-point game. Rodney Terry, he's fired up.
So I say Julian Lewis, and just like that, Marvell Harris, who's their top scorer, steps up and knocks down a big shot. And both those guys have such great elevation on their jump shot that you can come off of the screen and they can shoot it right over the top of a defense. What a beautiful shot by Harris.
Harris's first made 3 of the night. He was 0 for 4 before this one.
And that was deep and that's a contested 3, and that thing was nothing but the bottom of the net. So for Harris now, 6 of 11 from the field. He's just 1 of 5 from 3.
So that goes back to what we talked about, though, is that he needs to be the alpha dog at the end of the game. And even if he doesn't shoot it, it all has to go through him.
Well, and he's their best decision maker. So you put the ball in his hand, and he knows whether or not to kick it to an open shooter on the perimeter, kick it over to Lewis, or to feed it inside to Watson for a dunk, or to take the shot himself. He's that guy that you want the ball in his hand. But right now, they don't need to foul.
They sure don't.
And they need to defend. They got to get a stop here, and they really would like to pressure Utah State in the backcourt and force a turnover.
I thought maybe they'd foul Jones. He just doesn't touch the ball very much. He's only a 45% free throw shooter.
Now you get 10 seconds in the shot. Now you do not want to foul. You just want to aggressively defend.
Alex Davis out on the perimeter against the point guard. Well done, Alex Davis. Crowd here is stunned at this moment. You talk about the sense of urgency defensively.
Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we needed to see it about 4 minutes earlier, but we're really seeing it right now.
Last in the drive. Perkins, can he do it again? Yes!
Oh, my. How good has he been?
Lewis pulls up. No. Offensive rebound. Harris. Lewis with 3. What hustle. I mean, the Bulldogs aren't going to get the ball, but that's
if you
incredible.
aren't impressed with what Harris just did right there. Now, I'm unbelievably impressed with Perkins and what he's done, making big shots. But I am so impressed what I just saw out of Marvell Harris these last 2 hustle plays. But look at this shot. Big shot maker, 17 points, 5 of 8 from behind that three-point line.
McGlaston out in front of the pack and will do the smart thing and take some time off the clock, and he's fouled. McGlaston, career high in assists, has 6 on the night. Been a great facilitator. You know, for our last game together on this season, Blaine, these 2 schools have more than delivered.
Yep, they've been outstanding. 20 assists now for the Aggies in this ball game, and this guy has led the show for them in that area. JoJo McGlaston.
7 points and 6 assists we mentioned. A very good game. A lot of guys who played well. A true team performance.
How about 20 assists on 29 field goals? Well, you look at that is an impressive. This is a team that really shared the basketball in this ball game.
Guerrero's going to try to take it all away, and he's fouled. I thought for sure he was going to pull it for 3.
And the last thing you want, make it a tough shot, but just don't foul. You don't want to put the Bulldogs on the free throw line with the clock sitting still and the ability to close the lead a little bit.
It appears that Fresno State will not have enough. Out of all the things I will take away was the amount of heart that this team displayed throughout the night.
They never stopped playing. They never stopped hustling. It was impressive.
We gave up on them about 5 times. They didn't give up.
So now they've got to try to force a turnover on the out-of-bounds pass after this make. Get a trap, and if they don't, they immediately foul.
No, if they inbounds it to Jones like they did before, number 50, they got to foul him. That's their best option. Only Jones, 45%.
6 of 13, hasn't been to the free throw line.
All right, there was a foul during the free throw attempt. And you know what? Jones is going to the line. I mean, this is arguably your best case scenario. No time comes off the clock, and he is going to get 2 in the double bonus.
Just 6 of 13, hasn't been to the free throw line very many times. And let's see.
Where's the foul?
Yeah, and so they just it's aggressively trying to go after it with Alex Davis.
I mean, frankly, hits the free throws, but if you're the Bulldogs,
that's not a bad deal for the Bulldogs. But they would have preferred to try to contest the inbounds pass and get a steal rather than just immediately put him on the line. But if you're going to foul somebody,
this is the big one, though.
That's the guy you want there, and if he makes this, wow!
Oh, he misses.
Rolls
2
out
possession
halfway
game.
Down.
Here we go. And Guerrero back to Lewis. Somebody's got to get this thing off. Watson's blocked by McGlaston. And the Aggies have the basketball, and they're going to survive. Well, the fans here in Logan have been on an emotional roller coaster ride tonight. How about McGlaston blocking a 3? He's done a lot of little things tonight.
Marvell Harris, now that was his 5th. He had to foul there. 17 points, 6 of 11 from the field. Just 1 of 5 from 3 and 4 of 4. 6 rebounds and 8 assists. And boy, did we see him hustle. He set the example for his team, led by example.
He certainly did. Extraordinary hustle from Marvell Harris. who finishes his night 17 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. It's almost the identical stat line he had in their win against Utah State back in Fresno.
And Perkins, that's point number 18 now. 6 of 10 from the field, 5 of 8 from behind the three-point line, and he hit the backbreaker. Big-time three-point shot from that right corner.
Well, Perkins' career high is 21. Going to come close to it. Guerrero will take the length of the floor and score. Fresno State uses a timeout. Just 2 seconds remaining. Well, you did promise me that the fans here would have a lot of knowledge about the opponents, and they would have a lot of choreographed chants.
And this is they're saying winning team, losing team. One they did earlier, there was an unforced error, and the whole crowd in unison over and over again went stupid. Like they get very personal here. But it's a highly educated. They study the opponent. They do a great job. Their student section is one of the great student sections in college basketball.
Well, it's certainly been fun. So now, look at Utah State. They will be 16-10, 9-5 in the Mountain West. We looked at their future schedule. We know it's challenging, but they suddenly look like they could be a tough out.
Yeah, and when they're shooting the basketball like this from three, they're going to be hard to beat. And I don't know if they can do that consistently, but this team's shooting 54% from the field tonight. And then from 3-point, 48%.
Well, keep in mind, though, with the conference tournament in Las Vegas, as it is every year, they've won 4 conference road games. So it's not that Utah State can only win at home this year.
And what did we say way earlier? Utah State doesn't have to win the rebounding battle. They just can't get beat up. It's all even right now. 29-20. That's what they needed to do. They just needed to stay close and be competitive in the rebounding area because we knew they could shoot the basketball.
Smith gets it inbound to Moore, and that'll do it. Very entertaining basketball game tonight, Blaine. Always a pleasure. When it's all said and done, what do you take away from tonight?
Well, Stu Morrow with 400 wins is a big, big deal. And he's been such a tremendous ambassador for the game. And he has taken Utah State and put them on the map in college basketball. Not very many people know around the country what a great coach that guy is. Guys in the coaching business, though, I can tell you that.
He's very well respected. If his name comes up, people have great respect. Just not enough people know about him.
Yeah, and this is a game that he's going to be proud of. When they watch the tape, very unselfish play by his team. They ran their stuff. They rebounded when they needed to. And he's going to look back on this one and realize that win number 400 was a good one.
And both teams only committed 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
It was a well-played basketball
very,
game.
Very well played.
Good fun. We got lucky tonight. Fans filing out of here. They will be happy. 40 minutes of entertaining basketball. On behalf of our entire ESPN crew, I want to thank them. They got us some great shots tonight. Good looks at everything. And my buddy Blaine Fowler, great job tonight. I'm Ari Wolf saying so long from Logan, Utah, where Utah State comes away with an 85-79 victory. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a great night, everybody.